Zeisel. Good evening, class. Brought to you by the new Faro's Lounge Kickstarter. All right. Let us bring up our... Okay. We did pages 17 and 18 last class. We will do 19 and 20 today. We are 3 chapters away from finishing part 2 of our 5-part saga. Where will the sequel take us? I think we're all caught up here. All right, page 17. As the containment vehicle is sent airborne, Fury continues to communicate with the team over the chaos. Remember, the vehicle was blown into the air. We see all 4 of them launched into the air as the vehicle comes apart, almost like it was made to come apart. Okay, boys, this was expected. We had to sacrifice the rover in order to see what range they've achieved with their weapons. This was definitely a Dirty Stark special, which means he's alive. As for you boys, those suits should protect you, at least while you're in the air. We see a shot of Spider-Man gaining his bearings while we see Sandman floating behind him unconscious. And what happens when we land? Showtime. As the Vulture is about to hit the ground unconscious, we see metallic wings sprout from his containment suit as he swoops up from the ground right before impact, his wings acting as catalyst to both protect and awaken him. That's effects of the Vulture. So what's the story, Fury? Are we here to just thin out the herd, or is there an actual plan? You're the first wave, kid. I've got the cavalry coming in behind you. So you're there to thin out the herd and give me a better look at how many we're dealing with. And if we get caught, I've got trackers on the suits. I'm actually hoping you do get caught. So we're covered either way. Close-up shot of Spider-Man landing in attack position. Unless of course they strip us naked once they catch us. Well, then consider that a bonus. As his senses go off, Spider-Man quickly turns and about to throw a haymaker when he sees that it's Norman Osborn landing next to him in his containment suit, looking as though he is about to hit him in the same attack pose. They both freeze before striking each other. Hey! Easy boy. They're all around us. As usual, I always seem to get... It's really annoying. It's like a big pet peeve. When that's at the bottom of a page. Panning out, we see they're surrounded by scavengers, all wearing several torn and tied together garments and scarves to conceal their identities. They look like refugees out of The Walking Dead and are all holding several forms of guns, knives, blades, blasters, swords, axes, chains, etc., etc. Well, boy, if there was ever a moment for one of your signature ill-timed verbal quips. Sorry, asshole, I'm not on the clock. Closing in, we see they have captured the Vulture in a giant metallic frame net. Fury tries to coach them. Actually, you are Spider-Man. Now do us all a favor and allow yourself to get caught. I want to know where they're holding Stark. And by all means, I'll hold him the phone. You can ask them yourself. You can sense it, can't you? The stench of death all over them. Together we can kill them all. Use their bones to remove the bolts. You're a sick fuck. I'm a survivor. And you're too late. I'm a survivor. And you're too late. Norman, wait! So Norman's gonna make a move. Just as they're about to swarm on Spider-Man and Norman, we see a slight rising and fluttering of a sand trail. Small effects of the sand trail forming around the swarm. Let's move page 18. Back here. We see the Sandman has created a nice sand smoke screen storm around the scavengers as Spider-Man and Norman start throwing punches. Boys, I need you all to stand down. There is no plan where you take them out and dress up in their rags to sneak through the front door. I need to know how deep their base goes. Boys, ignoring Fury, we see Spider-Man take out 2 scavengers with a double-armed elbow smash, sending weapons and rags flying. SFX of the punches in Fury. I understand your instinct is to fight, but this is wasting valuable time. I am confident that your suits will protect you until we arrive. We see Norman sadistically laughing as he snaps the neck of a scavenger, using the power in his containment suit to enhance his strength and rage. Boys! Okay, Clemmer, hit it! And just like that, Spider-Man and Norman have their restraining bolts triggered and are vibro-shocked in their suits while attempting to fight off the scavengers. We see a bolt of electric shock also ignite all around them in the scavengers. As we know, the Sandman is also vibro-shocked and is knocked out, thereby receding the sand smoke screen storm that was protecting them during the brawl. We see they have all fallen to the ground unconscious, as the scavengers that are still standing collect their bodies for capture. We hear Agent Clemmer and Fury talking over the capture. Are you sure about this, boss? How do you know they won't kill them? Or harvest their blood? How do you know they won't kill them? Or harvest their blood? Same reason they didn't kill Stark. Whoever's in control of that combine is mining something valuable. And in that case, he's going to require superhero slave labor. We track their trail, we finally know what we're up against. One step closer to salvation. Or annihilation. Either way, we get a climax. Rising back to the cityscape of Empire City, almost using the panels to transition like a spinning spider signal, we see Oscorp Tower among the center of this night shot of the city. Caption across the panel reads, "Meanwhile, miles above the bodies of our abandoned antagonists." Cutting along to the side of the Oscorp Tower, we see it is the Lizard scaling the side of the building like King Kong. Betty Brant of Now Magazine narrates. This is Betty Brant, Now Magazine. Good evening, Empire City. Let's hope for a more pleasant moonlights ahead. We have this exclusive. After his fall from grace and much celebrated death, no one wanted to buy Oscorp Tower. For over a year, the proud and prime real estate remained unclaimed, as everyone believed anything related to Norman Osborn was cursed, or still booby-trapped. Rumors existed that a shadow company was looking to purchase it for pennies on the silver, and here we are here to report the sale has gone through. We see the Lizard, with Dr. O perched and planted upon his skull and spine as his controlling mind avatar. They are in the once rooftop office of Norman Osborn, which was blown away in our last graphic novel. The Lizard sits at Norman's old desk and turns on the central computer. Has the mystery group gained the steel of the cycle, or have they stepped into a wormhole? Are they Kree, Skrull, or good old-fashioned carpetbaggers? And what do they have planned with the recovered Oztech? That's where we left off. We left off with the Lizard getting on his computer. So now we got to cut back. We got to cut back, and we need to figure out who's running this fucking mine. Is it a mine? Is it the Mole Man? What do we want to do with this particular bit of knowledge? All right. Essentially, Dr. O is tracking down the scientists, which is what we're assuming he's making the Lizard do with his body on that computer. All right. Let's take our notes and move them from page 19 to page 20. As our goal again. Every class we have a goal of 12 panels. Let us begin the mining process. Now, last time we left off with Amazing Spider-Man, I believe we did 3 issues of Amazing Spider-Man because I wasn't very happy with the Hammerhead Dr. Octopus storyline. However, we got to use we got enough out of there to get Dr. Octopus onto the fucking scaling the roof with the Lizard. Let's do this. Can I buy? Can I buy? Karamia, why must we say goodbye? All right. So that's in September of 1976. If we're going in order, let's just say we were at home and we're a young boy. I'm still 10 months away from being born, but a little wee boy. This would have arrived at the house first. Marvel Team Up would have arrived in August. So let's read this first. Now, this brings us Iron Man, which is interesting, of course, because we're about to be reunited with Tony Stark. Now, remember, in our graphic novel in Chapter 2, the big climax was Spider-Man helping prevent the sabotage of the Mars colony, which launched this universe's version of the Fantastic Four. So now we get to meet this universe's version of Tony Stark, who's been a captive for a year. And we got to find out who he's been a captive by, because I have no idea who we're going to use as the captive. That's how we're writing it. We're writing free form. We're having fun. We're mining the comics as they come at us in chronological order. Stuffed up. All right. Do this shit. Bombs away. Joining with Spider-Man and Iron Man with Captain Jean DeWolf. Needs help tracking down the source of a bombing. And Stark International fuel tank. All right, so Jean DeWolf was, I guess she was a cool little cop character they brought in. Same way Batman would have his cop characters, like, I guess what this, Harvey Bullock. But I don't think Jean DeWolf makes it. She gets killed, I think, by somebody going after somebody involved with Venom. Why talk about it when we could read about it? Let's get in here. Captain Jean DeWolf. I believe this is her first issue. This introduces the character into the Marvel Universe. And she's a character in our storyline here. A soft sound, whirring wooden prop and paper wings, borne on a quietly drifting breeze. A low droning coming closer. We love drones. Spider sense tingling like crazy. All right. We are involved with Tony Stark. That toy plane, either somebody's designed a model that lays eggs or he just dropped a bomb. Boom! Enter the Wraith. This is like a 4-issue storyline, so we might have to go through this whole fucking thing for these 2 pages today. The shockwave from that blast is tossing me up over Long Island City, which is fine. The only hassle is getting down. All right, Spider-Man's floating in the air. Broken web shooter, another broken web shooter, the nozzles. He's about to land in a fucking graveyard. But who should catch him? Iron Man. Sorry to disappoint you, Webhead, but the Calvary Cemetery is crowded enough without having new arrivals. Nowadays, every time you read Iron Man, you're picturing his Robert Downey Jr. And I guess you picture Tom Holland. But as any Spider-Man fan reads, they always picture themselves as Spider-Man. At least I do. No time to think of a better puns. Half the city's in flames. You better relax. And the area evacuated. All right, so we're getting a Spider-Man, Iron Man team up. The last thing I thought before the Big Bang was one of those gas-driven model planes that run by remote control. There's still another explanation. That you set off the explosion. That you blow up Stark's in their jet fuel tank. You wall crawler. What? You got rust from buckets, Tin Man? I'm the one Jameson's paper plays up as the biggest menace to mankind since the last ice age. Listen, Avenger, thanks for the save, but you can go stuff it. I like that. Give it a little fucking attitude. Decided you need a fall guy. Now remember, we can't have him doing like fucking verbal quips. When we meet Tony Stark in our story here, he's gonna be captive for a year. He's gonna have a scraggly beard, very Howard Hughes like. We gotta figure what we're doing to him. Stark Fuel, Aerodrome, Long Island City tonight. Okay. Old Perry Mason show. No joke, Spider-Man. I fought beside you, even saved my life with my other Avengers. But you've always been a loner. I can't think of anyone I could claim to really know you. I like that. Battling Kang and the Tomorrow Man. Marvel team up. I mean, of all the Avengers, it's you and Thor that get the most of the high and mighty founding fathers of a venerable old team. Look at this shit. Come on down, man. I like the whole Dr. Mind. Ask the Vision or Scarlet Witch or Moondragon what side I'm on. All right. He's saying, look, I've rolled with all your other Avengers. Stop giving me a fucking attitude. Oh, here we go. The introduction. Captain Jean DeWolf. Boys, it's too hot a night for fighting. Especially when you're both so far off base that you're completely out of the ballpark. Who are you? You sound like an owl when you do that, wall crawler. It doesn't suit you. There's the toy plane the hero was telling you about, Avenger, which takes care of his story. Now let's see that note you're toting around. That rust is spreading to your ears, Shellhead. Yeah, I know about Iron Man. Stark's not the only one who's got himself a hidden pen pal. We get a lot of these down at headquarters these days. The name's DeWolf. Captain Jean DeWolf. All right. 5 letters, 5 explosions, all in a month. Do they match, Avenger? They match. I thought they would. Something about this plane. His spider sense is tingling. And then boom! He jumps over there. Light as a feather. Plane's totally destroyed. You too, huh? So far, this has been a police operation. All right, so we're just getting all these characters are all meeting up. What do we got here? This is obviously our villain. The shadow blends into a deep darkness. of a greater shadow. The shadow of a dying lying beneath the earth of the graveyard. All right, we got a ghost. We got ghosts. All right, in case you haven't noticed, 3 patrol cars start after us. They appear to think about it and turn back. They know my roadster, Iron Man. Traffic clearance is one of the fringe benefits of my job. Captain Gene DeWolf. Driving a Rolls. I think it looks like. Is that a Rolls? Roadster. The Mad Bomber craze. All right, so we got a Mad Bomber loose in the city. We got Tony Stark and Peter Parker working alongside Captain Gene DeWolf. You boys mind waiting a minute? Thanks, won't take long. You get treated some vast wit. Why, Mr. Wolf, I'm just watching out for you, like your daddy, the ex-commissioner, asked me to. Oh, like you said, Grady, the ex-commissioner, 2 years retired. I'm very much in charge of this precinct. Hand-picked by the president commissioner who owed my father nothing. All right, so we're getting a little history. He's giving her guff because she's a skirt. What'd I do? You made the mistake of treating her the way you treat the rest of us, Sergeant. Except unlike us, she don't gonna take that shit. She's a tough cop. I have to, Iron Man. Only have to live in the shadow of a father who was one of the toughest cops this city ever saw. Let's face it, I'm a woman. In a job that's tailor-made for a man. Oh, God, we're girl bossing here in the fucking 70s. Courtesy of a few little toys lent to the NYPD by a gent named Fury. All right, Nick Fury's getting involved here. He asked me to accept him in return for a personal favor I did once for him. Ooh, I had Tony Stark himself design this system. This is a friend Nick asked me to tool up for these toys for. Do we get a popcorn with the showcase? What's the tool? What is it? Sit back and watch the show. Oh, it's a projector. Okay. Don't bother getting the lights. This projection mechanism takes care of that. All right, here we go. The home of Max Vorster, Westchester, New York. Max is a very wealthy NYC slumlord. All right, so somebody is taking out bad guys. Too late. His life threatened. He was killed by a toy plane. So we got ourselves like the toy man, like it's Superman. Sends out bomber planes. He's taking out targets. Next scene, Cosmopolitan Bank and Trust in Manhattan. The bank's own cameras shot this footage. We put together the pieces that were left just this morning. Look, some kind of shadow over the teller's gate. Ooh! 15 people killed, Spider-Man. They're not fucking around at Marvel here. Smashing the camera. Show's over. It's time for 20 questions. No, just one. Doesn't anybody have any idea who this creep is? No man with the mask. Can I take a look at those letters, Captain? Sure. I already see your ankle, Avenger. We checked it. You want another mystery? The letters are all on official police stationery. And all the scraps he used to spell out his message are from a paper called the Gazette, a semi-official trade newspaper that caters specifically to NYC cops. Curious and curious. Oh, we got it's an inside job. Where do we start? All right, we got somebody at the window with a toy plane. Are you trying to kill him? We got ourselves a murder mystery. A man with bomber planes. It's still on. I can't let it detonate down in the street. All right, so Iron Man's going to dive out the window. He's got Captain Gene DeWolf. He's going to dive out the window right after. They're shooting fucking bombs at Spider-Man. Spider-Man swings around. Come here, killer. Spider-Man, Iron Man catch the toy plane, toss him into the fucking sky like he did in the wormhole with the fucking millionaire plane. The Golden Avenger was caught as a similar plane exploded, destroying itself. Oh, it's like he's crashing to Earth like he did in the movie, but he actually crashed this time. Stay where you are, killer. I have to come looking for you just to get madder. Why didn't your Spidey sense warn you of your impending danger? That, my web vigilante, is alone for me to know. All you need to know is you are going to die, and that I am Cole, the Wraith. Squeezing my wrists. They're gonna break. I can't fight them. This fucker's gonna kill me. Next issue. The Mystery of the Wraith. So, the Wraith could be the guy that runs the mine. I feel like mining adamantium might be too boring. We might have, that's already been done. They did that, what, did Captain America the New World? Where they're fighting over adamantium rock. So what The idea of having fun when you're writing is almost purposely pinning yourself into these issues and these corners that you have to your way out, work yourself out of. He's gonna fucking kill me for something I didn't do. Next issue, The Mystery of the Wraith. All right. Well, we will come back here. Unless we want to stay here in September and then jump back over to Amazing. No, because we got to go back and forth. The idea is we're doing it as if we are living in the time when the issues are coming out. We're reading them as they come out. So we have to wait to see what happens next month. Fucking story. All right. Which brings us to the Tinkerer, who basically sabotages Spider-Mobile. It tries to kill Spider-Man with it. Now again, could we be using the Tinkerer as our tribal leader here? Somebody's got to be running this mine. Let's just a fucking scavenger pit. The idea is that Nick Fury believes that there's a mine there. Now we have to ask these questions. Again, why is he invading this mine? Is the mine run by foreign legion, foreign agents? That could work too. We can have the Mandarin under there. We can have the fucking Mole Man. They have to figure out. We just left. Okay, we had them fight. Fury wanted them to get caught, so we get them inside with Tony Stark. We can immediately jump to them waking up inside a bunker with Tony Stark. And Tony can exposition as to what the fuck is going on while we try to figure out what the fuck is going on. Why are they there? Why did Nick Fury bring them there? Why was it negotiated to bring them there? Why are they not being killed? It's impossible. All my superhero powers have failed me. Exactly as I had planned. Fool! In moments you will be dead. Your own Spider-Mobile will be the murderer. My killer, the car. I need water. All right. While I do that, please do this. Enjoy the Yakuza collection. What are we talking here? Okie dokie artichoke, where are we? All right, my killer, the car. It has been a day devoted to the elusive pursuit of knowledge. Peter Parker has cracked the book so hard he could swear he heard them groan under the strain, which he's decided to devote his evening to pursuing something elusive, some danger. He's got some crime. It's not an honest to goodness gosh fur theft going down there. I perish the thought, Howard Cosell. Holy jeez, it's Spider-Man. In the adorable flesh pal, and unless two of you guys are Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills, you're all in big trouble. You know, this is the third time in as many weeks I've run into you clowns, and frankly, I'm getting tired of it. The boss warned us you might interfere, web slinger, and we're ready for you. As depicted. You know, it's the third time in weeks I've run into you clowns, and frankly, the boss warned us. Okay, so what's going on here? Strong way of showing it, Chuckles. Spider-Man's gonna fuck some people up. Spider sense is tingling. Gas has hit him. He is now unconscious, and as he wakes up, he is hallucinating. It couldn't be, but it is. The Spider-Mobile has returned and is trying to run him the fuck over. Spider-Mobile. Well, at least how do I know this homicidal hot rod disappeared after being sunk into the hubcaps in the Hudson River ooze? Someone's got his Spider-Mobile and they're trying to kill him with it. Oh boy. He flips over. Can we use this? The Spider-Mobile. He's running up the thing, man. We know we bring back, all the way back from Amazing Spider-Man #2, is our man we call the Tinkerer. The Tinkerer. Okay, so the Spider-Mobile is trying to kill Spider-Man. Jumps onto the cop car. The cop car says, oh, fuck it, Spider-Man. Holy fucking Hannah. But we got the killer car, which is some Carrie Cujo shit going on right here, right? That was the killer car with Carrie? Christine? that the killer car? Spider-Man's got to flip out of the way. On that note, oh, he did get away. Hospital's depressed me. I'd rather be where it's light, bright, and things are swinging. Harry Osborn, Liz Allen, what are you two doing here? Oh, look at that. It's nice to see when you read and you start to enjoy these couples getting together. I'm afraid your nephew still has a few corners, Mr. Parker. Oh, it's nice to see them together. We're glad to see you looking for your ordeal with Dr. Octopus. Take care, you guys. See you soon. Harry Osborn and Liz Allen. It's a smaller world than I thought. Nice. Double date action. All right, J. Jonah Jameson. We have to bring him back into the fucking story at some point. Remember, he is the mayor. He also has his son in a back to tank. Perhaps Dr. Octopus is going to need access to that lab. Blasted lighter. It's just like everything else around here. It doesn't work. Mr. Jameson, this parcel came. Smoking's a filthy habit. I'm not having every office, but I'm employed. Get out of here, prove your fire. According to my contract, you can't fire me, but nevertheless, I quit. There's no return to Jess. Is that a bomb? Spider-Man is finished. Curious, faithful one, truth be told. Unfortunately, have to take leave of our astonished Joe. So remember, Dr. Octopus, that's what we're gathering out of these issues that we're mining. Dr. Octopus is going to need another lab. Remember, that lab exploded when it was booby-trapped when Uncle Ben tried to open it up. Dr. Octopus escaped. Spider-Man is finished. Wall crawling abilities. He's trying to practice, make sure his strength is there. He got the shit beat out of him by his Spider-Mobile. The chili I had with that milkshake keeps coming up on me. Acid indigestion. So he's starting to get a little sick here. He's got to figure out why his Spider-Mobile is trying to kill him. And again, he's hit with the mist. And he starts to think, is this Mysterio? Now again, we could bring up the idea of Mysterio being the guy behind this mine, or we could save him. We could save him for something else. It could be our Scarecrow. Long enough to reclaim it. Now again, the Spider-Mobile is trying to kill him. And I believe once he tracks down the Spider-Mobile and finds out where its origin source is, that is when he finally runs into his old foe, the Tinkerer. The Tinkerer. There's not much I can really do with the Spider-Mobile. It's more of like an Easter egg. Unless we somehow get a car chase into this fucking storyline. But I'm not sure where he's getting a Spider-Mobile right now. Oh, but it could be Walcrow, and it is. I am indeed the terrible Tinkerer. But you're an alien. Not at all, boy. That mask I left you was a ruse. A simple ploy to deter the pursuit that I must say worked exceptionally well. Since then, I've chosen to design special weaponry for others of my ilk to rather use than risk any danger to myself. That is, of course, until now. I've been employed by someone who greatly wishes to renew his acquaintance with you. My boy, it is his job. My job to deliver him to who? I'm assuming is the Kingpin. I think it was the Kingpin. That's Toy. That's his assistant. That's his Hans. Spider-Man punches his ass to a wall, and then the Spider-Mobile once again is going to try and kill him. Then Spider-Man lifts up the Spider-Mobile, rearranges it, puts the Tinkerer inside, and like Ernst Stavro Blofeld in the beginning of For Your Eyes Only, he kills the son of a bitch. Takes control of the wheel, jumps out, lets it crash. Toy's upset. Everyone's got a hold. He hits Toy, covers him in web cocoon, suffocates him, kills him. Oh, that's what I like. He leaves. He leaves it there, destroyed. This was basically them trying to go for a Batmobile, but this was tacky. I don't know how to really wedge this into our storyline. I'm not going to put it in for the fuck of it. So the only thing we get out of this is that we got J. Jonah Jameson in here still trying to run his office, which gave us the idea of at some point in our transitionary scenes here, Dr. Octopus has got to go and use Jameson's lab. If anything, Dr. Octopus might want to steal John Jameson's body. That could work too. We got a lot of MacGuffies up in the air to play with. The pulse-pounding Punisher returns in pursuit of the most astonishing guest star of all. Or is it the other way around? Be here for the Nightcrawler, Kane prowling. So we got the super team up, ladies and gentlemen. We have Spider-Man, Nightcrawler, and the Punisher. All right. Which takes us back to team up. Now we left Dr. Octopus looking and charging. Now, do we want to see them carried in like Return of the Jedi, where they're all kind of hanging from post lines? Or do we want to just immediately have them coming to inside of a bunker with Tony Stark and the Tinkerer? The Tinkerer. All right, so what is Tony doing? Are they all waking up inside of a bunker? Where are they waking up? That's the problem. I don't know where they're waking up. I smashed the car. They were collected. We cut to Dr. Octopus real quick so we can come back to these guys and figure out where the fuck they are. Where are they waking up? We've got 12 pens. Where are they waking up? Where are they waking up? We have to do some more mining. Where are they waking up? The Wraith. How does the Wraith come into our story here? Madness is all in the mind. A bomb mounted on a toy plane. Drones. Okay, so knocking in the street. The wall crow's wrist caught in a grip. The Wraith is holding him up. What is this guy? Captain Gene DeWolf, police captain of the 37th Precinct. She's got a gun trained on this motherfucker. All right. So I like the idea of little toy drone planes. Let's put Tinkerer and Toy there as like the wardens over there of their little prison. Like Tony can have like a whole like makeshift kitchen built down there. But who is he working for? I mean, Tony should have whatever mechanics are down there. Scavenger should have some radiation poisoning. We got to figure out who is running this. It can't be Americans and scavengers because why would Fury be stealing for them? It's got to be a foreign agent. Even aliens. We could bring in aliens. We go that fucking far out. We can have it be the Mandarin in the Army of the Ten fucking Rings. We could have it be the Mole Man. We're looking for inspiration. We're trying to figure out what's going on. We have 6 pages left in this particular chapter. What are we closing out here? We want them in sort of some sort of pit. Armor absorb, head is rising. He hit the street hard. Nobody asked him to get hurt. But there are some for whom the mutual bonds of men are strong, linking each of us to the fates of our brothers. Don't you beat it. Booby trapped. All right, we got rid of that part. I've never felt such a grip, not even when I tackled the Hulk. Wraith is still holding him up in the fucking I am the king of the world position here. Know what you were thinking. It was quite simple, really. A simple sleight of mind, Spider-Man. As easy as removing the parameters of your reality from you, leaving you desperately crawling for a foothold in the air. The Wraith! And we can have this guy be the throwaway bad guy. Don't worry, Spidey. I'm not going to let you fall, insect. He's hallucinating. Yes, I remember. It's all in your mind, boy. Precisely. I am no liar, Spider-Man. I will not be turned from that which I seek. I will brook no further interference. Mister, I don't even know what it is you're after. All right, so Iron Man, Dr. Gene DeWolf, let the man go. You're going to sport more holes than a piece of Swiss cheese. And my young lady, what in heaven are you doing to me? You tried the same thing on me, Gene. What? The pain in my hands is suddenly gone. Which leads me to the conclusion that Chuckles can only work on one mind at a time. All right, it's mind control. You know I hate fucking mind control. In fact, I know a couple guys named Mysteria and Mirage who might like to swap tricks with you. All right. Mysterio? I don't know we have Mysterio. Shut up, you. I'm putting you under arrest. Blow you up all over New York. Assurances devoid of meaning. Wraith sucks. Stop it, damn you. All right, she's giving her the fear, the shakes. The bugle calls the masked man. Shoot Spider-Man. Come on, Shellhead. They're trying to pull his fucking mask off. Still this idiot on the street still trying to do that. Spider-Man, I'm just right, just a little dizzy. It's up to me alone. I like the idea. Okay. Spider-Man should wake up. Is it the smell of tea, the brew? It's okay. We leave off. Lizard is up there with Dr. O on his head. They're charging up a computer. Obviously, we know they're going to start trying to track down the scientists. Ugh. I don't think the lizard should be able to talk yet. Not yet, at least. It's too easy. The Wraith. I don't like the Wraith. Wraith sucks. Is he coming to? Is the smell okay? We have a blurry image coming into focus while swirling around what looks like an aroma cloud forming from a steaming pot of tea. The idea should be you think he's like, because remember, he's down there for a year. So I think it's like while you think he's in some shitty prison. I want it to almost be like he's really technologically advanced this prison. It's almost like he's in like a little fucking resort. He could even say this place used to be a resort. I like that. See, now we're building a story. We have a blurry image coming into focus while swirling around what looks like an aroma cloud forming from a steaming pot of tea. Coming to, we see it is the view of Spider Man as he views Tony Stark standing in front of him with a large steaming pot of tea. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks skinny. No, okay. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a large, should it be like a penthouse now? A large, old hotel suite. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a large, old hotel suite. Complete. No, I don't know about a hotel suite. The prison they are stuck in is actually a decent looking place with kitchen, with a working kitchen and equipment and lab equipment. I like that. We have a blurry image coming into focus while swirling around what looks like an aroma cloud forming from a steaming pot of tea. Coming to, we see, is the view of Spider Man as he views Tony Stark, standing in front of him with a large steaming pot of tea. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a decent looking place with a working kitchen and lab equipment. Again, there has to be a catch. It's either he's built it up himself, there's got to be a way they can't get out, and that Fury can't get in. So that they're going to have to be able to let Fury in. We're doing some like Death Star recon shit. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a decent looking place. The working kitchen and lab equipment will tell them it's like an old hotel. So what's the catch? Because they're still in their containment suits. And these containment suits could have been built by Stark. What we need is a foreign agent employing slave labor, captured Americans, survivors, scavengers, and of course these guys have to liberate this camp. But what is the camp after? An unbreakable metal. Rest of the world powers. Tony is essentially our exposition here. And he could be making fucking omelets. We have a blurry image coming into focus while swirling around what looks like an aroma cloud forming from a steaming pot of tea. World is into frame. As the world comes into frame, I catch the scent of Earl Grey. I catch the scent of London fog. And I tell myself, as the world comes into frame, I catch the scent of London fog. And I tell myself, there's no way. There's no way I'm back home. Either we were miraculously rescued. Either we were miraculously rescued and Uncle Ben just steamed a fresh pot. Dead. Either we were miraculously rescued and Uncle Ben just steamed a fresh pot, or I'm dead and buried. And this is the smell of Elysium. I like that. The line from Gladiator. You're in Elysium. As the world comes into frame, I catch the scent of London fog. I tell myself there's no way I'm back home. Either I'm miraculously rescued and Uncle Ben just steamed a fresh pot, or I'm dead and buried, and this is the smell of Elysium. Coming to, we see is the view of Spider-Man as he views Tony Stark, standing in front of him with a large steaming pot of tea. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Morning. Going to guess you're the one they call Spider-Man. Good morning. I'm going to guess you're the one they call Spider-Man. It's a cheesy line. I don't like a typical cheese line. Good morning, son. Good morning. Good morning. Or should I say, evening? Time does seem to stand still. Good morning. Or should I say, evening? Time does seem to stand still. Here in the gates of hell? No. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Good morning. Or should I say evening? Cheesy. Cheesy! Cheesy as fuck. I like that we got him here. I like that we have the idea that it's a nice place, that he's not. So I thought if he's going to be away for a year, what is going on for a year? Is he like fucking crack skinny? Is he fucking dead? Are they beating the shit out of him every day? Why should they be treating him right? Well, maybe they're not even worried about how they're treating him because they want him building shit. And is somebody checking on him? Is he just building weapons? Coming soon, we see is the view of Spider-Man as he views Tony Stark standing in front of him with a large steaming pot of tea. Oddly enough, coming to Spider-Man, coming to Spider-Man views Tony Stark standing in front of him with a large steaming pot of tea. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Standing in a bathrobe, face full of shaving cream. Well, not yet. We'll have him have a robot do a shave. Oddly enough, he doesn't look weak or scraggly. He looks almost normal. Standing in a bathrobe. Good morning. I'd ask you, I'd ask you how you take your eggs. I'd ask you how you take your eggs, but here we only have one option. Powdered. Good morning. I'd ask you how you take your eggs, but here we only have one option. But here at the Ritz, but here at the Apocalypse, but here at the Apocalypse Ritz, we only have one option. Powdered. I like that because you're not getting fresh eggs there, of course. Good morning. I'd ask you how you take your eggs, but here at the Apocalypse Ritz, we only have one option: powdered. Spider-Man says, "Are you?" Afraid so. Afraid so. Unless you were expecting. Afraid so. Unless you were expecting someone skinnier, weaker. How long have you been here? Someone skinnier, weaker. How long have you been here? We thought you might be. Fury thought you might be someone skinnier and weaker. How long have you been here? How long have you been here? Fury thought you might be. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a decent looking place with a working kitchen and lab equipment. It looks like an old banquet hall attached to a suite, to a vintage hotel suite. It is almost like Tony is being put up in a white collar prison. And one hey, what collapse? People are applying to sell my stuff. I like that. Oh shit, Grok AI. I keep forgetting about Grok. But Grok does a good job. Fuck it. It's worth the $30 a month for Grok. What do you think? Yay, somebody. People want to sell my shit. Like that. Sell my shit. Panning out, we see the prison they are stuck in is actually a decent looking place with a working kitchen and lab equipment. It looks like an old banquet hall attached to a vintage hotel suite. It is almost like Tony is being put up in a white collar prison. We see several gadgets tinkering and lit up around them, around the two of them. We see gas lanterns lighting up this place. But what do we have here? The idea is, why are they trapped? How are they trapped? These are our little fanboy questions that we have to ask. Good morning. I'd ask how you take your eggs, but here at the Apocalypse Ritz, we only have one option: powdered. Are you? Afraid so. Unless you were expecting someone skinnier and weaker. How long have you been here? How long have you been here? Fury thought you might be dead, famished. Me? Stone. Dead? Or half dead? Half dead? Famished? On the brink of starvation? It started out like that. Dead. or half dead. Famished, on the brink of starvation. Dead, or half dead. Famished, on the brink of starvation. It started out like that. First few months, first few days were quite rough. Then I eventually convinced them. Dead, or half dead. Let's see. Fury thought you would be dead, or half dead. Famished, on the brink of starvation. It started out like that. The first few weeks, first few days, or weeks, I think, were quite rough. Then I eventually convinced them. Perhaps better quarters, would result in a successful working relationship. Dead, or half dead. Famished, on the brink of starvation. It started out like that. The first few days or weeks, I think, were quite rough. But then I eventually convinced them that perhaps better quarters would result in a successful working relationship. So they brought me here, gave me access to the hotel, gave me access to the hotel. Where are we? Where did they get you? Where are we? Where did they get you? So he'd have to ask, so they brought me here and gave me access to the hotel. Who was the we in the story? Which I knew, kid. Which I knew, kid. I've been talking to masks. I've been talking to masks for the last year. I wish I knew, kid. I've been talking to masks for the last year or so. The only thing I know, the only thing I do know, the only thing I do know is they're not from around here. They're pulling something out of the ground. Something. Is it? I mean, if we're in Pittsburgh, it's Steel City. So what would else would be greater than steel? It could be Beskar steel, instead of being adamantium. We could invent our own fucking metal. Do we want to have more backstory here? Did Tony essentially he's in a white collar prison held by foreign agents. But foreign agents from where? Is it Hydra? Do they have a concentration camp pulling fucking metal out of the ground? Do you have people all in these containment suits? Is it like the mole man? Is it the fucking mole man? Should we use the mole man? Should we use this asshole Wraith? Panning out, we see the prison they're stuck in is actually a decent looking place with a working kitchen and lab equipment. It looks like an old banquet hall attached to a vintage hotel suite. It is almost like Tony is being put up in a white collar prison. We see several gadgets tinkering and lit up around the two of them. We see gas lanterns lighting up the place. Fury thought you might be dead, or half dead, famished, on the brink of starvation. Started out like that. The first few days or weeks, I think, were quite rough. Were quite rough. Then I eventually convinced them that perhaps better quarters could result in a successful working relationship. So they brought me here, gave me access to the hotel. There was no use in torturing me. No use in torturing me. No use in further. Then I eventually convinced them that there was no use in further torturing me because no one was coming to save us. Then I eventually the first few days or weeks I think were quite rough. But then I eventually convinced them that there was no use in further torturing me because no one was coming to save me. I was the only survivor of the crash. See, just I don't know. I don't like all that exposition. You can tell it. You can tell it through the flashbacks. The first few days or weeks I think were quite rough. But I eventually convinced them there was no further use in torturing me because no one was coming to save me. And perhaps better quarters could result in a successful working relationship. So they brought me here and gave me the presidential suite. So they brought me here, gave me the presidential suite. So they brought me here, gave me the presidential suite. Who is the we in this story? I wish I knew, kid. I've been talking to masks for the last year or so. I've been talking about masks. I've been talking to radiation helmets. I've been talking to radiation masks for the last year or so. The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. They don't speak a word of English. Nah, they're not from around here. We're talking aliens or terrorists. We're talking aliens or terrorists. So they brought me here and gave me the presidential suite. Who was the we in this story? I wish I knew, kid. I've been talking to radiation masks for the last year or so. The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. We're talking aliens or terrorists. It's a ring of radiation. A ring of radiation. What's trapping them in this mine, this area? Are we in Pittsburgh? We talking aliens or terrorists? The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. We talking aliens or terrorists? So we got to cut to. We can cut to them playing cards. Is Norman in there with them? Did they take Norman with them? Is Norman in the goddamn room? They extract Norman's blood. Huh. Are they torturing Norman? We talking aliens or terrorists? The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. And perhaps better quarters could result in a successful working relationship. So they brought me here and gave me the presidential suite. Who is the we in this story? Who is the we in this story? I wish I knew, kid. I've been talking to radiation masks for the last year or so. The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. We talking aliens or terrorists? All right. Let's cut to. We cut to the Sandman and the Vulture staring at Stark and Spider-Man. Cut to the Sandman and the Vulture staring at Stark and Spider-Man. I mean, does he have the mask on anymore? The mask is probably off by now, right? We're gonna have to re-go through the script. We cut to the Sandman and the Vulture staring at Stark and Spider-Man. Maybe their powers don't work? Is there something there nullifying their powers? That's what we got to get to. We got to do some mining. Because why can't they activate their powers? Are they out of their suits? Did they take the containment suits off them? The suits should be off them. But what's trapping them inside there? On the inside, they're in the center of a generator. Is there a huge ring around them? Well, woman, what are you waiting for? He's taunting Jean the Wolf. She's too fucking scared. Trying to get more out of these stories. Auditioning for Death Wish 2. So Iron Man protects Spider-Man. We still got the Wraith here. Jean the Wolf, she's all stressed out. She's girl bossing it. Spider-Man and Iron Man are smashed into each other. They're forced to headbutt each other. The Wraith is gonna bid adieu. He fires his fucking laser guns that puffing and shooting fucking gas and everybody's choking. Free of the smoke, he's gone. Sounds about right. And while a fast scan over the rooftop reveals the futility of future searching for the searching to Spidey and the Golden Avenger, let us return to the same office where the missive begins. We thought we heard shots, ma'am. You thought Puglisi? And you just think you heard shots. Where the heck have you been, mister? Whoa, Cap, take it easy. Somebody chucked the fire through the front door about 15 minutes ago, so we've been busy trying to snuff out the flames. Okay, Johnny, I get the picture. Any idea who our bomber may be? Give me the skinny on the street here. And now, my dear, back to your suspicion. Do you base it on pure detective work, or is it no more than an astute guess? Why don't you call woman's intuition? That's about the level you consider me capable of working on, isn't it? Father. Now you tell me what you come for, father, and then leave. Now, daughter, that's no way to act. After all, I hold no bitterness towards you, even though you occupy a job that should have been your brother Brian's. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is this what we're doing here? We got the inside story. There's never much love lost between us, was there? You're a skirt, and you can't be a good cop because you're a skirt. I firmly believe that had he had lived, this mad bomber would have been long wrapped up. So basically, he didn't live. Read it, daughter. It was handed to one of my servants this morning. What happened? Okay, here we go. Maybe it should have father, maybe not. Either way, it's a matter of moot point with Brian being dead. And the new commissioner, your replacement, obviously not feeling the same way. My, but we are harsh today, daughter. Still, there was never much love lost between us. No, father, there wasn't. My bet is that you heard from one of your flunkies still in the department that my precinct was in trouble, and you dropped by to rub a little salt in the wound. What is this? Why are we not looking at fucking Spider-Man? See this fucking side character shit? No, no. You're mad, old man. What kind of blasted game do you think you're playing? Calm yourself, daughter. I find myself mystified as you. I would consider the note no more than of a clever fraud. Were it not so perfectly in your brother's script. My brother is dead, precisely. Still, ghosts do not write letters to the living. This message, Dad, tell Jean I want the job that should have been mine, and it's signed, The Wraith. Oh, shit. I never accepted Brian. She's saying that Brian's still alive, and he's the Wraith. They now have to catch the Wraith. This is the writers trying to fucking set up some side characters here. We don't give a shit about these side characters because they're annoying. I hear my little sister's graduating with honors tomorrow. Second highest grade at the academy, Brian, after yours. Oh, Jesus. And then Brian went out there like Joe Kennedy, got blown up over the fucking. Brian, look out, boyo! The cars apparently hit them from a side street. It was a trap, heroes. And they drove right into it. Car 17, disturbance, near South Street Seaport. Coverage at once. That's him. Tim? And as you suspect, at least 5 attacks. Oh, he was taking out Sonny fucking Corleone style, man. We can have a cool cop taken out. We can have a cop taken out in one of these storylines. Assistant detective in charge of investigating the disappearance over protest by my father. For 2 years, we waited for a contact, a ransom, or anything, and the case was closed. Excuse me, boys, like to be alone right now. Georgie. And inside the court, outside of Gene DeWolf's office. Well, Shellhead won out. If our brother's alive, Webhead, and he is the Wraith, then it's just a matter of time before we get a lead on him. But we're up against the Ghost. We're a bit out of my league. We're gonna need some help from Doctor Strange. Oh, good God. We made it 50 issues, huh? 50 issues into this fucking shitty fucking title. This is just the rub. Spider-Man tag team partner storylines. We're still only a couple of panels in. We're gonna do some hardcore fucking mining tonight. This is tough. We're entering kind of a rough stage of the Spider-Man writing right now. We cut to the Sandman and Vulture staring at Stark and Spider-Man. They are in their. What are they wearing? They are in the clothes they were wearing under their suits. Panning out, prison they stuck in, okay. Peter is no longer in the spider suit. He is in the sweats he was wearing underneath as his suit, his containment suit has been removed. It's got to be like they're trapped in a ring of radiation, something. I've been talking to radiation. I've been talking to Radiation Master the last year or so. The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. We're talking aliens or terrorists. We cut to the Sandman and the Vulture staring at Stark and Spider-Man and Peter. That was something we needed answered. And Peter. They are also in the clothes they were wearing under their suits, in the sweats. In the sweats. Who's writing to me this late? Oh, about fucking time you finished. Under their containment suits, as they have also been removed. Yeah, but what are they wearing? Sweatsuits? See, that's the problem now, is what are they wearing? What are they wearing? Their containment suits have been stripped off. So they should still be in their suits. They should still be in their suits. They're not in street clothes. See, that's the part we got to figure out. Were they peeled out of their suits and thrown into? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoever brought them in pulled their suits off. Okay. And the containers, they've all been removed. All four men stare at each other. All four men stare at each other. While the Sandman stares over at the kitchen. Sandman. You said something about eggs? You said something about eggs? Cut to Tony, Peter, Sandman, Vulture, all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. There's a radiation ring, some sort of power cell surrounds this hotel they're in, which is nullifying their powers, like an anti radiation something. Oh, good job, Jose. Oh, look at that. We got all the new artwork, man. Check that shit out. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, she is naked. Throw some X-Men in there. It's all right. So we got some Vipers. Got some Poison Flowers. All right. Good shit, Jose. Good shit. And the Geisha version. Very good. Gotta put all that shit up tomorrow. Oh, that's tight. Good stuff. Let me know when you're ready for the next one. I gotta figure out what the fucking next one is. For Mr. Varese, we cut to Tony, Peter, Sandman, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. He's gonna have to do the cover for this. Liz Allen for cut it. I mean, are they sitting around eating fucking eggs together? They're forced to be together. They're forced to be together. But the problem is they shouldn't be out of their suits because they still have those restraining bolts. No, the restraining bolts have been removed. So it shouldn't be so easy for them to get in. Maybe the Hulk saves them. That could be interesting as well. Remember the Hulk? We have the Hulk running around through the wastelands out there. Gamma radiation. We cut to Tony Peterson. You said something about eggs. We cut to Tony, Peter, Sandman, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. Hey, but also, isn't the Vulture? So we're falling into a plot hole here. This is our major issue. Tony, Peter, Sandman, and Vulture. So what if Sandman, Vulture, Norman armed with Tony and Peter? That they're being experimented on. And that Peter can't, even in his infinite fucking hatred of them can't leave them to be experimented on. Ooh. Because there's no way in hell Peter's gonna sit there and have fucking breakfast with these guys. That doesn't work. Peter and Tony are gonna have to escape together. But why aren't they experimenting on Peter? I almost like the idea of their powers being nullified and they're forced to be together. See, this is the beauty of writing. This is the things. These are the inner struggles you have to fight with yourself about. Summer camp. Summer camp instead of dorm room. New England. A summer camp. Hello Kitty pajamas. Or some sort of naughty pajamas. Just trying to figure out the combo for the summer camp bunk party. Definitely need a hot state book. Hot state book cover. Trying to think of a cool, unique combo. Perhaps Sailor Moon. Someone else of that ilk. Before I defer to mutants. Definitely a state book next. We cut to Tony, Peter, Sam. I'm almost liking the breakfast thing. But where's Norman in all this? Is Norman being experimented on? He should be. It should be gamma radiation in his blood. All right, we're linking up. All right, we're linking up gamma radiation because we're going to get the Hulk in here somewhere. Remember, the Hulk was running around out there. Peter and Mary Jane were there at the explosion. We cut to Tony, Peter, Sandman, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. It is awkward. They should be harvesting Norman. We cut to Tony, Peter, Salmon, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. It is awkward as it is. It is awkward as it is what? We cut to Tony, Peter, Salmon, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. It is awkward as it is amusing. It's not amusing. Is it as is it it is awkward as it is normal. Okay, so Tony's going to deliver some exposition. We got the Tony, Peter, Salmon, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. So let's cut to the idea. Let's get in the notes here that Norman is being experimented on. Peter struggles with the idea of leaving him for dead. Or maybe he does leave him for dead. That could be the climax of this issue. Or Peter has to return the favor because Norman saved him from Vulture and Sandman. Oh, fuck me. Now we're getting somewhere. See how we build the story. I love this shit. Cut to Tony, Peter, Sandman, and Vulture all sitting around eating powdered eggs and drinking tea. It is awkward as it is normal. As it is almost normal. As it is awkward. It is an it is an awkward scene considering the situation and history between them. It's an awkward scene considering the situation and relationship of the characters. All right, here we go. Now we develop some story. After the war broke out, after the war was over, after the war was over, no, the Civil War ended. All that was left, the country. When the Civil War ended, all that was left of the country, all that was left of the country was the lakes, the Rockies, and the plains. It was the lakes, the Rockies, and the plains. When the Civil War ended, all that was left of the country was the lakes, the Rockies, and the plains. But let's do more. He doesn't have the tech yet to show it off, the map. Panel 5 and 6. Like this. Bleeding into the next panel, covering to the end of the page like a map being laid out in the exposition. We see a map of the ravaged remains of the United States. You can have some real alt history fun with this map while Tony runs down the aftermath of the war and the effects of the country. We can have some real alt history fun with this map while Tony runs down the aftermath of the war and effects on the country. We see the east and west coasts Oh, I'm having fun here. Have been flooded. Or California looks like a chain of large islands, like a jumbo Hawaii. We see a large Disney like super yacht floating around what used to be Florida. We see a large sign that says Arizona Bay. They show off the new prime coastal real estate. Again, have some fun with the map, making it look like a Monopoly style game board. I love always to have the theme with games and like the chess pieces moving around, you know? The Civil War ended. All that was left of the country was the lakes, the Rockies, and the plains. The coastlines were just drowned in radiation. The coastlines were drowned in radiation poisoning. The coastlines were drowned in radiation poisoning. Whoever didn't make it sank to the bottom. Whoever did tried to make their ways. Whoever did tried to make their way past the giant wall that used to be the Mississippi. We were coming over the wall. No, we weren't tried best. Whoever did, were branded refugees, were branded refugees of the atom, were refugees of the atom. Whoever did were branded refugees of the atom. Whoever did, branded refugees of the atom. They tried their best to make their way past the giant wall that used to be the Mississippi, which is where, okay. When the Civil War ended, all that was left of the country was the lakes, the Rockies, and the plains. The coastlines were drowned in radiation poisoning. Whoever didn't make it sank to the bottom. Whoever did were branded refugees of the atom. They tried their best to make their way past the giant wall that used to be the Mississippi, Vulture. Let me guess. You built that wall. Let me guess. You built that wall. No, I was trying to take it down. Before you ask, before you answer, no, I was trying to take it down. And let me guess, you built that wall. No, I was trying to take it down. And before you answer, not just out of the goodness, not just out of the goodness of my heart and the pressure of my guilt, but because I knew that if we left, because I knew that if we left all those people out there to their own disposal, that they would become targets, become targets and guinea pigs for foreign agents, for foreign agents looking to put the final nail, looking to put the final nail in our coffers. No, I was trying to take it down. And before you answer, not just out of the goodness of my heart and the pressure of my guilt, because I knew that if we left all those people out there to their own disposal, that would become targets and guinea pigs for foreign agents, looking to put the final nail in our coffers. Which, coincidentally, which coincidentally is what is going on right now. Tried to get to Empire City to get the mayor involved, to get the elites involved. I tried to get to Empire City to get the elites involved. I left Arizona Bay. I left Arizona Bay with a crew of 100. Crew of my best to what? No, I was trying to take it down. Let me guess, you built that wall. No, I was trying to take it down. Before you answer, not just out of the goodness of my heart and the pressure of my guilt, because I knew that if we left all those people out there to their own disposal, they would become targets and guinea pigs for foreign agents, looking to put the final nail in our coffers. Which coincidentally is what is going on right now. I tried to get to Empire City to get the elites involved. I left Arizona Bay with the crew of my best. We got shot down. We were barely over the wall when we got shot down. We were barely over the wall when we got shot down. Oh, wait, so we don't need panel 6 because panel 6 and 5 are together. All right, good. I left Arizona Bay with a crew of my best. Crew of my best men. The crew of my best. You don't say best men. I left Arizona Bay with a crew of my best. We were barely over the wall when we got shot down. No one survived. No one survived. No one except you. Except you, Stark. But I guess you were always lucky. But I guess you were always lucky. How'd you manage to survive? How'd you manage to survive? How'd you manage to survive a plane crash? Iran, ironically enough, I was testing out I was testing out a new containment suit. Ironically enough, I was testing out a new containment suit. Very similar to the ones they pulled off you. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. Except you, Stark, but I guess you were always lucky. How'd you manage to survive a plane crash? Ironically enough, I was testing out a new containment suit. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. See, now we transition to Norman was not in the room with them. They're testing on Norman. Norman could have levels of gamma radiation in his blood. Ironically enough, I was testing out a new containment suit. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. And Spider-Man will say. Now, does he say it on this page or we move to page 20? Ironically enough, I was testing out a new containment suit. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. I mean, the four of us. You mean the four of us. Let's move that to the next page. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. Yes, I like that. Let's move page 20 down here. New page. I like it. We finished page 19. Hey, 19. No, we got nothing in common. All right, Norman is being experimented on. Peter struggles with the idea of leaving him for dead. Maybe he does leave him for dead, and Peter has to return the favor because Norman saved him from Vulture and Sandman. Oh, I like that. But he'll leave him in the wastelands. I said I would save you. I sure as hell ain't bringing you back to Empire City. Dr. O is to track down the scientist to rebuild his body like a Terminator. Arizona Bay, the new West Coast, the California Isles. Okay, we did that. I like that. Big wall in the Mississippi. Mayor Jameson did, and one of those ambassadors was Tony Stark. Agents of a foreign empire have taken him. Okay. Make weapons. Madripoor, evil from Madripoor. Could be aliens, could be Skrulls. Spider-Man's not going to have his web shooters or powers disabled. Well, I'm not worried about the Spider-Mobile. Spider-Mobile's kind of fucking tacky. Like his Aston Martin. I'm not worried about the Spider-Mobile right now. Catacombs of Empire City, which could be the ruins of New York or DC, Mega City. That's what we're kind of doing now. A gigantic laser, the living laser. We need a villain here. We need a villain. I don't want just a throwaway villain unless we're just killing this fucking guy by the end of the story. Romans are being experimented on. Giant slave labor prisoners of war. Yeah, we're doing something with that now. Something in the catacombs. So we're not doing it with Empire City. They need slave labor to run the city, or capturing certain superpowered individuals to use as superhero slave labor. Can't be doing that. Turn the villains against each other, not an instant trope seeing, slow calculating way. Spider-Man the villain. Get the I thought about the idea of trying to figure out a way for Spider-Man to get the villains to turn on each other. We'll see. We'll get back to that. Adamantium, possibly. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Doctor back with his minions to find a mouthpiece for the living brain to communicate. He needs a body. Yours. Leave Empire City. I will always retaliate. I like that. Peter will say to him, Peter, I think what's going to happen here is Peter's going to save Norman. They're going to be fucking harvesting Norman's blood. Peter's going to save his life because he's compelled to. He has to be compelled to save Norman's life. However, he's going to give him an ultimatum. You can't come back to Empire City. If you come back to Empire City, I will fucking kill you. I like that. That could be our end here. I like this. Peter will save Norman because a life for a life. He is returning the favor with one ultimatum. Tells Norman to never return to Empire City. And if he does, he will kill him. It's a courtesy. Gets one pass. I like that. I like that. That's a good ending for this particular chapter. Now we gotta save fucking Norman, but now we gotta put Norman in danger. Very similar to the ones they pulled off the three of you. Close up as Peter takes a large gulp of tea before realizing Norman isn't in the room with them. Zoop, zoop. Love it when a story comes together. You mean the four of us? Come again? Come again? Where's Osborne? What am I missing? What am I missing, gentlemen? The mayor of Empire City? Is a captive? What am I missing, gentlemen? The mayor of Empire City is a captive? Well, he's not the mayor anymore. He's not the mayor anymore. It's a long story. Yeah, I've been a bit of yeah, I've been out of the loop. Yeah, I've been out of the loop. No, he's not the mayor anymore. It's a long story. Yeah, I've been out of the loop. Well, I'll catch you up once we escape. I'll catch you up once we escape. Fury said there are triggers. I'll catch you up once we escape. Fury said there are triggers on the suits. There are trackers on the suits. Well, I'll catch you up. Well, I'll catch you up once we escape. Fury said they were trackers on the suits. That's not going to do us any good. You know what? That's what we need. We need a glow coming off when they're in that hotel room there. Wait. Yes. You see gas lanterns in the room. However, there is an eerie, glowing neon green glow coming from the exteriors of the room that bleeds into their suite slash prison. All right. So they're under house arrest. Dead. All right, good. Now we're all caught up. You mean the four of us come again? Where's Osborne? What am I missing, gentlemen? The mayor of Empire City is a captive? Well, he's not the mayor anymore. It's a long story. Yeah, I've been out of the loop. Well, I'll catch you up once we escape. Fury said there were trackers in the suits. That's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify. That's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify the suits. How? That's way too much for that panel. 1 second there. Mayor of Empire City is a captive. Where's Osborne? All right, so let's get to panel 2. Panel 2. What's Tony Stark doing? It. You always have to have them doing something. Tony's got gadgets, and he's got to tell them. 1 second. Remains in the United States. Don't give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Something. See, now we get to add more story back here. Famished. Okay. But then I eventually convinced them that there was no use in further torturing me because no one was coming to save me. So they brought me here. They gave me the presidential suite, and I've been reworking their toasters. I've been reworking their toasters and their. I've been reworking their toasters and their what? And I've been reworking their toasters and their tabletops ever since. So they brought me here and gave me the presidential suite. And I've been reworking their toasters and their tabletops ever since. Who is the they in this story? That's about the we. Who is the they in this story? And who is they? Who is the they? Who is the they you're referring to? And who is the they you're referring to? I wish I knew, kid. I've been talking to radiation masks for the last year or so. The only thing I do know is they're not from around here. You're talking aliens and terrorists. You said something about eggs? There we go. I don't want you said something. Someone. It's like the Robert De Niro line from Analyze That. Someone said something about eggs. All right, Civil War ended. What's Tony doing? I need him playing with a gadget. Tony tinkers with a gadget, with a makeshift gadget that squirts shaving cream on his face. What am I missing, gentlemen? The mayor of Empire City is a captive? Well, he's not the mayor anymore. It's a long story. Yeah, I've been out of the loop. I'll catch you up once we escape. Fury said there were trackers on the suits. It's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify the suits. Fury said there were trackers in the suits. All right, let's get to panel 3 here. Peter tries to get in Tony's grill. As he is shaving, casually shaving, without a mirror. I need that to say panel 3. Huh. Peter tries to get in Tony's grill as he is casually shaving without a mirror. That's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify the suits. How? Take a look out the window. Take a look out the window. But don't stare too long. Don't stare too long. I like that. That's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify the suits. How? Take a look out the window. Don't stare too long. Right, so that's two panel. Panel 2, panel 3. Don't stare too long. Okay. So Peter stares out the window. What does he see? Is it a ring? Is it a ring of gamma? Is it fucking. I like fuck the adamantium. Let's stick with the gamma. It should be a fucking shit ton of just literally just gamma mines. Yes, it's a gamma mine. It's a fucking gamma mine. Just bright green fucking chunks of gamma blocks, man. They're mining gamma rating, gamma like gamma diamonds, gamma gems. Yes, like kryptonite. Yes, yes. Oh, yay! Figured out what we're mining here. Mining gamma rocks, gamma gems, gamma fluid, just fucking gamma. Gamma, gamma, gamma. Now we got to get there. We got to get to this fucking gamma. All right, let's go. Let's do a little. Let's mine another comic book. Where are we? We're in October. We're in October, so we're going to do this one first. The Amazing Spider-Man. It's the battle you demanded. As everyone's favorite web slinger struggles for his very life against the Nightcrawler. If that isn't enough trouble, the fucking Punisher is gunning for Spidey too. Now remember, we brought in Gene DeWolf, and we also brought in Spider-Man. Now we could transition out of there by having him stare at this fucking giant gamma ring, and we have some mining going on. But let's see what we can pull out of this team up here with Nightcrawler and Punisher and all that fucking jazz. And all that jazz. All right. Helpful hint, study the front page of this newspaper most carefully, Marvelite, because this innocent example of the fourth estate at work is going to be responsible for more all-out fucking action and excitement than you ever before seen at one time. Don't believe us? Then fuck your mother. All right, so what we got? Nightcrawler is here. Oh, we love the Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner. Rather unusual young man, to say the least. All right, he's chilling out. They're lifting weights. They're all hanging out in the danger room. Wagner's reading the paper upside down. We got an appearance by good old fucking Wolverine. He's reading Dear Abby. Wolverine's jumping around the fucking trampoline. It's no funny, Wolverine. Not in the slightest. Hey, don't get your tail in an uproar, misfit. See, now it's like when you look at Wolverine, you're either picturing the guy from X-Men '97, or you're picturing fucking Hugh Jackman. But now I should. I've been working this one long enough. There was something of importance in the paper. Now you destroyed it. I want an apology. I'll pin your ears back, bub. Wolverine's gonna fuck shit up. Nightcrawler says, "Get out of here for a little bit. You're annoying me, Wolverine. I'm gonna go get some fucking German brats and some whoosh, perhaps some pierogies." And then we have somebody on a roller coaster. Oh, I remember this. My God, this takes me back because I haven't read some of these comics in fucking gotta be 10, 20 years, some of them. This is Peter on the roller coaster. And you think, of course, someone's going to blow his fucking head off, that somebody knows who he is, but he's not going to kill Peter Parker. Someone else is getting sniped, literally gets picked off on a fucking roller coaster. Come on, Tiger, it's supposed to be fun. Premature white hair. Are you serious, Peter? Or I'll never take you on one of these again. I promise. I'm not letting go of anything, MJ, until my feet are planted back on terra firma. There now. It wasn't really so bad, was it, Petey? You want to go again, then, Tiger? No, I guess not. MJ, now that my knees have stopped knocking. You want a fat lip, Miss Watson? No, as a matter of fact, what I really want is a hot dog with the works. Oh, they're at Nathan's. Oh, are they up? They're on a double date with Liz and Harry. This is when you really start to get into Peter's world. Look at Mary Jane, looks fucking hot. Walking there with the fucking pants and the jeans. Oh, we need a shot of that. As a matter of fact, I may have to use that green outfit. We have to do a cover for this issue. We did kind of like a disco cover, so maybe we don't need to do a disco cover again. We need something new. We need something new. We need something new. Maybe something 80s. Matter of fact, what I really want is a hot dog with the works. All right, there, Nathan's, and I've been to Nathan's. I like that. We got hot dogs. Wait a minute. Now we're getting somewhere. Do a hot, sexy hot dog cover. Or perhaps a vintage Nathan's hot dog cover with Mary Jane. LOL. Camera. So I'm writing to my man Jose right now. Da-da. You know, as when art imitates life. I gotta send Jose. I'm sending him reference shots. Working on Spider-Man script. Inspiration struck. Oh, all right, I just gave fucking Jose Varese a new cover that we got out of this issue. Or my other guy's gonna get it, Iago, who actually just finished. No, he's doing another piece. He's doing a God of War piece, so he's doing that piece. I could give this one to fucking Junior Maya. Junior just finished a cover. He needs a new cover. We basically, that's why I love mining. We create new covers. Mary Jane, Nathan's hot dog cover. Nathan's hot dog cover. Boom. And I use the hot dog as the censor. Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. Hot dog is the censor. I gotta study Jose Varise's last Kickstarter. He killed mine. He was able to censor better than mine. Hot dog sensor. There it is. There it is. And then this guy just got his fucking head blown off. Holy Hannah, that man's been shot. All right, I need whenever Mary Jane looks hot, I need to get her boobies with shot now. Gotta get the shot. Never get bored of Mary Jane covers. Very nasty habit. All right, he's gonna go get some pictures. Everybody's on the rides. He's got to figure out who the fuck just shot Kurt Wagner's friend. That was his friend that's fallen from the roller coaster. He sees the man who makes the shot. The weapon's been left on the ground. This is like what happened to Charlie Kirk, man. This is a fucking sniper. This was a contract hit. Not ready for that part yet. We're not working that part into it. So now Spider-Man's going to fight the Nightcrawler because there's going to be confusion over who the sniper was. Spider-Man thinks it's Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler thinks it's Spider-Man. It's a case of mistaken identity. It's a good excuse as you need the trope to be able to get the two heroes to fight, have themselves a WWE style match before they realize that no, 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 no. It ain't you. It ain't me. Let me disappear because I know how to teleport. We got cops in the air. They're going to blame Spider-Man. The two men got to get together. Joe Robinson would gladly follow his example. Need a light, Robbie? Spider-Man, what do you want, mister? After your little escapade at Coney Island, fella, the police somehow think you're involved. What else is new? My sources downtown said it looks like the work of the Punisher. Trouble is, none of the victims has any criminal record. And the Punisher has limited his hunting ground to the underworld. At some point, we got to figure out how to kill the Punisher's family so we can turn him into the fucking Punisher. Because right now, he's just a cop. He's a SWAT cop in Empire City. We'll work the whole conspiracy next time. At some point, Dr. Octopus has to bust into the mayor's office because the mayor's got a gamma lab. Maybe that web-headed menace can fool the rest of the world, but he can't fool me. I know who he is. Oh, I think this is when he has pictures of the clone where he thinks that's fucking Peter Parker. Yep. Oh, I remember the old days. War Journal, entry number. They've been run out of money and hope about at the same time. And now I was about to have a shiny new apartment complex on the tip of Rockaway was instead a towering eyesore. It made little difference to me. Joey whispered and informed me that he would find the animals I've been searching for here. Oh, I love when the Punisher fucks people up. I was ready when I entered the room. Snake Eyes, I want words with you. Holy crow, it's that Punisher creep. Got him! The Punisher fucking beats the shit out of everybody. Your former associates made mistake of being difficult, Snake Eyes. Don't follow their example. The omnipresent roar of the traffic clattering across the 59th Street Bridge. All right, so now Spidey's got to go look for the Punisher because he thinks the Punisher's the one that was after it. The Nightcrawler comes in and jumps Spider-Man. Says, "Ooh, you motherfucker! This was a friend of mine." So now they have to go and inspect the roller coaster to figure out what happened to who. Go get the fucking film. The problem is now they start fighting again on the fucking what is that? The Roosevelt Street ferry. Well, I'm not taking any chance. But they already did that in Spider-Man 1. I can't fight on this thing. I have to come up with my own new thing. I want to change. I'm going to change all the steampunk references to diesel punk. I feel like we got to change around because there's too much steampunk out there. And it ends up fucking up the anime. I'm going to try some diesel punk. I think like Spider-Man will work better in the diesel punk settings. We're going to go back and change the old scripts. Just what you do is I think you can program it. They can change one word from steampunk to diesel punk. Problem with something like your webbing, my friend, is that it has two ends. Nice stunt. Yanking me along for the ride. So Spider-Man and Nightcrawler going to brawl it out a little bit more. The line is going to get sliced. The Punisher's there to fucking kill everybody. Oh, and that's we bring in Jigsaw. I love Jigsaw. But the Punisher fit the crime. All right, we're not going to use it this time. We'll line that up for next time. I think we're pretty much done. We just got to... No, we're not done. We got 3 panels left. Okay. Take a look out the window, but don't stare too long. Peter, Sandman, and Vulture all go to the window the window of their room and peel up the shades. The green glow becomes stronger, almost blinding. Holy shit. Holy shit. Know exactly what that is. I know exactly what that is. I remember the vulture could be like I bathed in it. Holy shit. I know exactly what that is. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Holy shit. I know exactly what that is. Panning out of the room, we see the shoreline, or whatever was once the luxurious surrounding grounds of a luxury hotel, has now become a large, almost concave, volcanic like pit of glowing green gems and rocks, all bathed in gamma radiation. Like a large kryptonite, kryptonite diamond mine, diamond emerald mine, kryptonite mine of diamonds, of green diamonds and emeralds. We see several heavily suited workers, slave labor, all working with mining tools and power shovels while performing various aspects of mining gamma rocks, gamma diamonds, gamma gems, mining gamma gems. I know exactly what that is. This is the new gold. Welcome to the gold rush. This is the gold rush, gentlemen. This is the new gold rush. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen. Or should I say green rush? Without a suit to protect us, I don't think we'd make it. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen, or should I say green rush? And without a suit to protect us, without a suit to protect you, I don't think we'd make it. I don't think we'd make it about. I don't think we'd make it about 10 feet. before you collapsed upon yourself. I don't think we'd make it about 10 feet before you collapsed upon yourself. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen. Or should I say green rush. And without a suit to protect you, I don't think we'd make it about 10 feet before you collapsed upon yourself. Those windows, thin as they are layered. Those windows, thin as they are layered with a protective foam. Which means whoever is running the show isn't some random scavenger. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen, or should I say green rush. And without a suit to protect you, I don't think we'd make it about 10 feet before you collapsed upon yourself. And again, pure gamma rocks. Pure gamma rocks. An entire mine laying at the foot pure gamma rocks spread along the riverfront, spread along what used to be the riverfront of Pittsburgh. Pure gamma rocks spread along what used to be the riverfront of Pittsburgh. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen, or should I say green rush. And without a suit to protect you, I don't think we make it about 10 feet before you collapsed upon yourself. Those windows, thin as they are laid with protective foam, which means whoever is running this show isn't some random scavenger. This is a foreign entity. This is a foreign entity. Have their roots dug in deep. They have their roots dug in deep. This is some random scavenger. This is a foreign entity, and they have the roots dug in deep. Pure gamma rocks spread along what used to be the riverfront of Pittsburgh. This is the new gold rush, gentlemen, or should I say green rush. Without a suit to protect you, I don't think we'd make it about 10 feet before you collapsed upon yourself. Those windows, thin as they are layer with protective foam, which means whoever is running this show isn't some random scavenger. This is a foreign entity. Major backing, with major backing and long-term motivation. And they have the roots, and they have the roots, they have their roots dug in deep. And an endless parade of survivors looking for work. Which means whoever's running the show isn't some random scavenger. This is a foreign entity with major backing and long-term motivation. And they have roots dug in deep. And an endless parade of survivors looking for an endless supply of survivors looking for work. slave labor. Exactly. So how do we end this? We don't need any more mining. We're good on the atomic mining. We just got to end this right. They have their roots dug in deep, and an endless supply of survivors looking for work, slave labor. Tony pushes past them in order to uncover a set of blueprints he had been working on. Ah, they're going to help him build the suit. Tony pushes past them in order to uncover a set of blueprints he has been working on. Slave labor. An endless supply of survivors looking for work. Slave labor. Empty belly. Empty belly is always a deterrent. So they let you have all these toys. So that you have all these toys and gadgets. Because they know you have no shot. So they let you have all these toys and gadgets because they know you have no shot at escaping. So why haven't they bumped you off? Because we have to remind the Sandman. Remember, the Sandman's a moron. He doesn't realize that he's in his solid state right now and he's not falling apart. Because the gamma is kind of keeping him together. But I got to figure out where he figures that out because I've noticed that he hasn't figured it out yet. An empty belly is always a deterrent. So they let you have all these toys and gadgets because they know you have no shot at escaping. So why haven't they bumped you off yet? Or any of us, for that matter. Maybe they already bumped. Maybe they already knocked off Osborne. Or any of us for that matter. So Stark will say, I assume they're keeping us around. I assume they're keeping us around till we're no longer useful. All right, the nullifying of powers is where he's got to mention it. Hang on, this is a foreign entity. So we got to bring it back here. Vulture should mention it. Come again. Let me guess you. We got to go all the way back here. The Civil War ended. All that was left of the country was the lakes. Okay, we needed Sandman to build that wall. Nullify. Okay. You mean the four of us come again? Crackers on the suits. Okay, that's not going to do us any good, unfortunately. They figured out a way to nullify the suits. How? Holy shit. I know exactly what it is. So now here's where he'll say, that's the reason you're able to stay together. Slave labor. No shot at escaping. Haven't they bumped you off, or any of us for that matter? I assume they're keeping us around till we're no longer useful. Which means labor or experimentation. And he can say, okay, wait, I like this. Here we go. This is how we end the page. Which means labor or experimentation. However, I've got a plan. But I'll need to get my hands on one of those. However, I've got a plan. But I'll need to get my hands on one of those rocks. But I'll need to get my hands on a chunk of those rocks. And Sandman will say, okay, good. That's how we end the page. Empty belly. It's always a deterrent. They let you have all these toys and gadgets because they know you have no shot at escaping. So why haven't they bumped you off? Or any of us for that matter? I assume they're keeping us around till we're no longer useful. Which means labor or experimentation. However, I've got a plan. But I'll need to get my hands on a chunk of those rocks. Panel 7. Close up on the Sandman as he attempts to turn into a sandstorm. Sandman will say, well, then stand back, amateurs. Let me do the heavy lifting. Let's stand back, amateurs, and let me do the heavy lifting. Promise, once I get me hands on the rock, I'm gonna jam it. I'm gonna ram it up Fury's arse. Close up on the Sandman as he attempts to turn into a sandstorm. He squats into position like he is about to Hulk out. Well, then stand back, amateurs, and let me do the heavy lifting. I promise once I get my hands on the rock. I promise once I get my hands on the rock, I'm gonna ram it up Fury's ass. Panel 8. After shaking around, Sandman stands still and looks at his hands, finally realizing he is in solid form without falling apart for the first time in many years. Where is it? Wrong spot. So should Tony? No, Peter should taunt them. Want to ram it up Fury's ass. So what's your power? So what's your affliction? So what's your affliction? You're a power dancer? What's wrong, Marco? Stage fright? What's wrong, Marco? Stage fright? Holy shit. Bollocks. I can't. I can't change. I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize, Adrian. I can't. Not falling apart. Vulture will say. It's the gamma radiation. It's the gamma radiation, Marco. It's nullifying. Your molecular structure. But currently, a whole man again. I wouldn't say you are currently. It's the gamma radiation, Marco. It's nullifying your molecular structure. Essentially, acting as a cure. Boom! Done! It's the gamma radiation, Marco. It's nullifying your molecular structure. Essentially acting as a cure. So it's almost like a curse. He's trapped in this fucking gamma mine. And he's whole again. But if he leaves, he'll fall apart. Bang! Boom! Shakespearean fucking tragedy. Page 19 and 20 are finito. Oh, as always, it is wonderful writing comic books. I hope you enjoyed it. May fate and faith decide you're fortunate if you should enjoy this. Purchase one of the newest art books in the Pharaoh's Lounge Library. Look at that. I love when it goes up when we do that. Peace, love, and war. All that shit in between.